It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Tuesday, the 22nd of April. I'm Michael Groff. Very tranquil weather conditions around here for the next several days. Temperatures just ever so slightly above average, at least until the weekend, and then we'll see a bit of a cooling trend with daytime highs dropping several degrees and returning to near or even slightly below average levels. But all the while, we expect dry conditions to continue. We'll probably close out the month rain-free and hold that into early May as well. So do we see any big signs of a pattern change coming out way out there down the road? We'll talk about that and so much more as we dive on in. First, the almanac from yesterday, 91 degrees the afternoon high, 63 was the morning low, 87 and 62 are the averages for this time of year. Outside now at 10:45 a.m. here in Phoenix, sunny sky, and we're sitting at 81 degrees, dew points at 34. Humidity 18%, it's a calm wind, the barometer 29.88 inches and falling. Satellite picture out here across the west, not much to talk about for us. We had some high clouds yesterday and last evening, but those have since moved off to the east. And we're under a quasi-zonal flow here across the southwest, and no major ridging going on here, so temperatures are not going to be soaring like they sometimes do here in late April. This should keep us with afternoon highs relatively close to seasonal averages. And let me show you this. It is the 22nd of April, and we know there can be some wild weather across the country, but right now, as of the time I'm recording this video, it's quiet as a mouse out there. Hardly a thing to talk about on this watch warning map. A lake wind advisory over eastern Montana. We've got a flood watch around Lahui in Hawaii. Other than that, you'd be hard-pressed to find anything to talk about, at least right now. But later today, things could get a little bit more active. Here's the convective outlook. We've got that level 2 out of 5, slight risk of severe storms from West Texas, north and eastward across parts of Oklahoma and Kansas. The marginal risk extends further to the north and east from there, as well as across parts of the deep south. So again, we could see some active weather today. And over West Texas, all modes of severe weather will be possible there. The most likely outcome from any severe storms would be large hail and damaging straight-line winds, but an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out there. So if you're in Midland, Odessa, up toward Lubbock, Childress, even Amarillo, do keep that in mind, that severe weather threat is certainly there today and that all modes of severe weather are possible. Now for us, no severe weather, not really any sensible weather to talk about. The precipitation outlook valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, how about nothing? Statewide, essentially nothing. Region-wide, not much either. The main storm track is going to stay to the north of us. It is late April in the southwestern United States. This is typically our dry season, so it's going to hold true to form, at least for the foreseeable future. But might there be a change out there on the horizon? We'll talk about it right now as we explore the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS, the 12Z run, valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Right, quasi-zonal flow here across the southwest. Yeah, there's a weak wave passing on through, but really nothing is going to come of that. The heights are relatively close to seasonal averages, so temperatures will be as well. Down at the surface for the rest of the day today, what you see is what you get. Sunny, dry, highs upper 80s and low 90s. And get used to me saying that. It's going to become a repeated phrase around here for a while. Tonight, clear sky. Lows will drop in the 50s in the cool spots, low 60s for the urban core. And then tomorrow, sunny, highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. On Thursday, sunny in the morning, partly sunny in the afternoon. Some high clouds will come through, but other than that, it's more the same. Upper 80s, low 90s, dry conditions to continue. Friday, mostly sunny. Highs somewhere in the mid-80s to about 90. We might start to shave a degree or two off of these temperatures. There's a little bit of forecast uncertainty as we go into the weekend. There's an area of low pressure that's going to drop southward along the California coast and into the Great Basin. Ultimately, this will eventually lift out to the northeast and pass to the north of Arizona. The heights will come down with time. So high temperatures should drop a couple of degrees on Saturday and Sunday, ultimately leading to highs in the low 80s, maybe mid 80s. Some of our guidance pushes afternoon highs a little bit lower than that, maybe down into the upper 70s, but either way, we might see a few clouds, best case scenario out of this, but generally speaking, mostly sunny skies should continue. Some breezy conditions, especially across northern Arizona, And that's going to really be about it for us. As we go to Monday, afternoon highs will hold generally in the low to mid 80s. So by that point, yeah, you're looking at highs just slightly below seasonal averages after several days of highs slightly above average. So nothing record breaking, nothing really overly notable here. No major heat waves, no major cool downs. Temperatures are going to hold within a standard deviation or so of where they ought to be for this time of year. Let's keep going. A week from today, this is Tuesday the 29th. Guess what? That trough, that aforementioned trough, is going to pass harmlessly by out across the Rockies and toward the Plain States, and high pressure is going to try and build in behind that a dry west-northwesterly flow here. So temperatures will hold pretty close to average, 85 to 90. Dry conditions, Wednesday the 30th. That trough is out over the Plain States. High pressure is building in here across the west. And we're dry. And same thing as we go out 10 days. This is Thursday, the 1st of May. And high pressure is out here across the west, troughing in the east, a trough off of the west coast. Dry conditions to continue. Temperatures probably getting back to, if not, maybe just a little bit above average. Nothing record breaking, but we know now we're getting into the month of May, so the furnace is getting turned up here across the southwest. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix out through May the 6th, and this is off of the GFS ensemble. Pretty much forget it around here. No precipitation expected, no meaningful chances of rain. The ensemble mean is barely above zero. Same thing for the European ensemble, almost nothing. You got 51 members in this ensemble. Let me make sure I see that correctly. That looks like one member out of 51 has precipitation. So that's, get used to seeing that for a while too. This is the dry season here in Phoenix. Temperatures off the national blend of models. We're going to keep it just a little bit above those seasonal averages for the rest of the week, a bit lower this weekend. And then highs will eventually begin to recover thereafter. Lows mostly in the 50s and 60s, depending on where you are in the valley. And at least we can enjoy those coolish nights and early morning hours for now, because by June, and certainly going forward from there, that won't be with us either. So enjoy it while you can. All right, before we get out of here, let's also take a look at this. I pulled the CPC outlook, the Climate Prediction Center outlook. This is for the 8 to 14 day period. And this runs the April 29th through May the 5th. And if this is correct, temperatures here across the southwest, this is about the only region in the country with, at least in the lower 48, with near average temperatures. That's what probability says here based on the CPC outlook. And then precipitation, near average. Now, of course, what does that mean? Well, near average precipitation this time of year is, well, not much. So that's good, though. At least, again, we could be, you know how it could be here. We could see high temperatures, 100, 103 degrees this time of year. That's happened before. No sign of that for a while. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning, should you happen to enjoy these videos. And of course you do, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you want to help support the channel, I encourage you to click that thanks icon below the video, make those monetary contributions to us, or even better than that, donate via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion, my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out, blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, possibly Adriana related. It's all linked up down in the description, so do check that out. Also, available 24/7, 365. It's our streaming station. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun with that over there. So give that a look, a listen as well. Again, it's linked up in the description, or you can go to kmgx.com and listen that way. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. All of your continued support, so greatly appreciated. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and you guys have yourselves a delightful rest of your Tuesday.